Hey everyone, and welcome back to the KenkoVibe podcast. I'm Ethan Reed.
And I'm Grace Morgan.
Today we're going deep on the connection between testosterone and fat burning.
Ooh, yeah, fascinating topic.
It is. It's one of those things where I think a lot of people have heard of testosterone, but they don't really understand what it does.
Yeah, most people just think of it as that male hormone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so much more than that.
So let's break it down. What is testosterone and what does it actually do in the body?
Okay, so testosterone is a sex hormone primarily produced in the testicles for men
Okay.
and in the ovaries for women. But women produce it in much smaller amounts.
Makes sense.
And, it's famous for its role in muscle growth,
Mm-hmm.
bone health, and, all those things that we typically associate with male characteristics.
Right.
But it also has a big impact on red blood cell production
Oh, wow.
and even cognitive function.
Really? So it's not just about physical stuff?
No, not at all. It's involved in a lot of important processes throughout the body.
That's fascinating. Okay, so we've established that testosterone is important, but how does it actually tie into fat burning?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Testosterone plays a crucial role in what's called lipolysis.
Lipolysis.
Yeah, which is basically the breakdown of fat in adipose tissue.
Okay.
And adipose tissue is that type of fat found under our skin. The stuff we all love to hate.
The stubborn fat.
Exactly.
Right.
So basically, testosterone helps to unlock those fat stores and make them available for energy.
So having optimal testosterone levels could really make a difference when it comes to getting lean.
Absolutely. It's especially important for bodybuilders or anyone aiming for a really defined physique.
So it's not just about building muscle, it's also about getting rid of that excess fat.
Exactly. It's like a two-pronged approach.
Okay, so now I'm curious, what happens if someone has low testosterone levels? Does that affect their ability to burn fat?
Yes, definitely. Research has shown a strong link between low testosterone and weight gain.
Really?
Yeah, there were some studies done back in 2003 and 2010 that highlighted this connection. They found that men with lower testosterone levels gained weight much more easily than those with healthy levels.
So it's not just that they have trouble burning fat, they're actually more prone to storing it as well.
Right, it's like a double whammy.
Okay, so what's the science behind that? Why does low testosterone lead to weight gain?
Well, it has to do with the way our bodies use the fuel we give them. Think of it as a sequence.
Okay.
First, our bodies burn carbs, then fat, and then protein.
So if you're eating a lot of carbs.
Yeah, if your diet is heavy on carbs, which, let's be honest, most modern diets are,
Correct.
your body's primarily going to burn those carbs for energy, and the fat is just going to sit there.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Huh.
But what about muscle? Doesn't having more muscle help you burn more calories even at rest?
Absolutely. Muscle tissue is a metabolic powerhouse. It burns more calories at rest than fat tissue.
Right.
And guess what plays a key role in building and maintaining muscle mass?
Testosterone.
You got it.
So it's kind of a win-win situation. More testosterone, more muscle, less fat. But let's talk about something that's a big concern for a lot of people, obesity. How does being overweight affect testosterone levels?
Unfortunately, it creates a bit of a vicious cycle. Obesity can lead to lower testosterone, which then makes it even harder to lose weight.
Wow, so it's like a downward spiral.
Yeah, kind of vice. Studies have shown that obese men can have up to 30% less testosterone than men at a healthy weight.
That's significant.
It is. And over 70% of obese men experience hypogonadism, which is just the medical term for low testosterone.
Those are some pretty alarming statistics.
They are, so it's definitely something to be aware of.
Okay, so why does obesity lower testosterone? What's the mechanism behind that?
Well, here's the thing. Belly fat produces an enzyme called aromatase.
Aromatase.
Yeah, and aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen.
Wait a minute. So our own body fat is actually turning our testosterone into estrogen.
It's a crazy hormonal dance.
That is wild.
And high estrogen levels end up suppressing another important hormone called gonadotropin-releasing hormone, or GnRH for short.
GnRH. Okay,
Right.
that's a mouthful.
Yeah, basically GnRH signals the pituitary gland to produce luteinizing hormone, which is what triggers testosterone production.
So high estrogen from belly fat is messing with that whole process.
Exactly. It's disrupting the chain of command, leading to lower testosterone levels.
So it all starts with that belly fat. It's like the domino that sets everything else in motion.
Pretty much.
Okay, so I think we've established that managing our weight is super important, not just for aesthetics, but for our hormonal health as well.
Absolutely. It's all about understanding how these hormones work together and making choices that support a healthy balance.
Right. It's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good, too.
Exactly.
And testosterone plays a big role in that.
It does.
So we've talked about the downsides of low testosterone, but what can we actually do about it?
Well, there are a few different paths you can explore, and we'll dive into those right after the break.
Sounds good. We'll be right back. Okay, so before the break, we were talking about the downsides of low testosterone. But what can we actually do about it? How can we boost our testosterone levels to help us burn fat more efficiently?
Well, there are a few different approaches you can take. Let's start with the more direct options. One is androgenic and anabolic steroids, or ARO-S for short.
Ah, steroids.
Right.
I know they're popular in the bodybuilding world, but aren't there some serious risks involved?
There are definitely risks to consider. It's important to understand what they are, though. Androgenic refers to the development of male characteristics,
Okay.
while anabolic relates to their muscle building and fat burning properties.
So it's like a two-for-one deal, but with potential side effects.
Exactly. While steroids can be effective for short-term gains,
Right.
they also carry long-term health risks, which is why they're often a last resort for medical conditions, when other treatments haven't worked.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So not exactly a sustainable solution for most people. What about the next option, testosterone replacement therapy? I've heard that called TRT.
Yeah, TRT is a much safer and more controlled way to boost testosterone levels. It involves administering testosterone under a doctor's supervision.
So it's like giving your body a little testosterone boost from an outside source,
Right.
but in a way that's carefully monitored by a medical professional.
Precisely. And there's growing research showing TRT's effectiveness in weight loss. One study even found that obese men on TRT paired with a controlled diet lost significantly more weight than
Wow.
those who just followed the diet alone.
That's encouraging. So it sounds like TRT could be a viable option for some people, especially those struggling with obesity and low testosterone. But isn't it usually pretty expensive?
That's a valid concern. Cost can definitely be a barrier. But there's a third option that's gaining popularity: organic testosterone boosters.
Organic testosterone boosters.
Mm.
Now that sounds intriguing. What exactly are those?
These are natural supplements designed to stimulate your body's own testosterone production. They don't provide direct testosterone like TRT,
Okay.
but rather encourage your body to make more on its own.
So they're working with your body's natural processes rather than overriding them.
Exactly.
What kind of ingredients are typically found in these boosters?
You'll often see things like ashwagandha, aspartate, bioperine, and horny goatweed.
Horny goatweed. Interesting name.
Right. They each have their own unique mechanisms for supporting testosterone production.
Okay, those definitely sound less intimidating than steroids.
Uh-huh.
But do they actually work?
Mm.
Can these natural boosters really make a noticeable difference?
Research on their efficacy is ongoing, but there's definitely promising evidence suggesting that they can help boost testosterone levels to a certain degree.
So while they may not be a magic bullet,
Right.
they could be a good option for those looking for a more natural approach. And I imagine combining those with healthy lifestyle changes could have a synergistic effect.
Absolutely. In fact, there are several lifestyle changes you can make to naturally optimize your testosterone levels without any supplements or medical interventions.
Now we're talking. I'm all about empowering ourselves to take control of our health. What kind of lifestyle tweaks are we talking about?
Well, first and foremost, exercise. It's one of the most powerful stimuli for testosterone production.
That makes sense. When you challenge your muscles, it sends a signal to your body like,
Mhm.
hey, we need more testosterone to keep up with this.
Exactly. And it doesn't require becoming a hardcore gym rat.
Right.
Consistent physical activity can make a big difference.
So no need to go overboard. Just get moving regularly.
Yeah.
Got it. What else is on the list?
Diet plays a significant role as well. There are certain foods known to support testosterone production, like legumes, beans, oysters, tuna, and red meat.
Interesting. So protein-rich foods seem to be a common theme here.
You're right. Protein is essential for muscle building and repair. And remember, testosterone is all about that muscle growth.
It's all coming together now.
Right.
So we have exercise and diet.
Yeah.
Anything else we should focus on?
Sleep is crucial. Aim for 6 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. During sleep, your body does most of its repair and regeneration work,
Oh.
including hormone production.
So basically, while we're snoozing, our bodies are busy little factories churning out all sorts of good stuff, including testosterone.
Exactly. And lastly, don't underestimate the power of stress management. Stress can wreak havoc on your hormonal balance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Finding healthy ways to cope, like meditation yoga or spending time in nature, can have a positive impact on your testosterone levels.
That's a great reminder. It's easy to forget how much stress can impact our overall health.
It really is a key factor.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about the science behind testosterone and fat burning, the link between low testosterone and weight gain, and even some strategies for boosting our testosterone levels,
Right.
both naturally and through medical interventions.
It's all about understanding this complex interplay of hormones and how we can make informed choices to support healthy testosterone production.
This has been so insightful. I feel like I have a much better grasp on how testosterone impacts our bodies and what we can do to optimize our levels for better health and well-being.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty motivated to get moving and make some healthy changes after learning all this.
Me too. It's really empowering to understand these little chemical messengers that are running the show behind the scenes.
Right. It's like we have more control than we realize.
Exactly. And remember, it's not just about aesthetics or fitting into those skinny jeans. Testosterone plays a vital role in so many aspects of our health.
Absolutely.
Energy levels, mood, cognitive function, even bone density.
That's a great point.
Mm.
We tend to associate testosterone with muscle mass and physique, but its influence extends far beyond that.
It really does. It's a hormone that truly impacts our overall vitality and well-being.
Well, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. Thanks for breaking it all down for us in such a clear and engaging way.
My pleasure. It's always fascinating to delve into these topics and explore the intricacies of the human body.
And a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in to the KenkoVibe podcast. I'm Ethan Reed.
And I'm Grace Morgan.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode with anyone who might be interested in learning more about testosterone and its impact on fat burning.
As you go about your day, we'll leave you with this thought-provoking question. Beyond fat loss, what other aspects of your health and well-being might benefit from optimizing your testosterone levels? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious and keep those vibes high.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super motivated after this.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
really fascinating stuff.
It is. And, it's like you said earlier, it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good.
Exactly. Testosterone impacts so many aspects of our health.
Right. Like energy levels,
Yeah.
mood, cognitive function, even bone density.
It's a hormone that truly impacts our overall well-being.
Well, I think we've given our listeners a lot to chew on today.
Hopefully.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. It's always fun to geek out about these things.
And a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in to the KenkoVibe podcast. I'm Ethan Reed.
And I'm Grace Morgan.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.
Stay curious, everyone.